Hi there, it's the Incomplete Angler here. I just wanted to introduce my latest pike video. Well, I realise that all my videos so far have been pike videos, but my little short, late afternoon chub and barbel fishing sessions in January have not been particularly successful. I think it's because it's pretty cold. So as soon as I catch some fish, I'll post those as well. But this is the intro to my latest pike fishing. It hopefully will be quite interesting because caught and hooked the same fish at least twice, possibly 3 times in the space of a month. But you'll watch to the end of the video and decide for yourself. So on the 2nd of January 2019, I was here fishing a new spot on my local river, the River Mole. This is swim 64, and I was fishing about where the cursor is with dead bait as usual, legged on the bottom, and within a few minutes I hooked and landed this pleasing 10-pound specimen. But notice a little abrasion on its gill plate, which you can see possibly on the fish that I land in the video that you'll see later. So that was the 2nd of January, and then I went back on 2 weeks later on the 17th, and I was fishing to the left here in swim 63, 25 yards to the left or so, and I had rushed out of the house stupidly grabbing the wrong reel, and I only had 10-pound line above the trace. I hooked a fish, felt quite nice, around about 10 pounds, a pike, and I was getting it to the surface, and it was just coming to the surface, made a last desperate dash for freedom, and snapped off the line above the trace. Frustrating? It was frustrating, but hey, that's fishing. And then nearly 2 weeks later, on the 29th, 12 days later, I'm fishing again in the same swim off to the left here, and this is the video you're going to see. And you'll see there's convincing evidence. At least hooked the same fish twice, caught it once. Judge for yourself. So you can see why I like this short rod here, because it's quite a tight swim, shrimp casting, and I don't need to cast very far. Also, my angling club, this river, has a 1-rod rule, so I just bring 1 rod. So I'm just going to bait up the rig. Here's one of my smelt. Now, unfortunately, a whole smelt isn't going to stay on very well, even casting that far. I just lip hook it, so I'm just going to use half. Given the pike in this river there aren't many huge ones, I'm told. Certainly a double is relatively rare. I'm going to just hook half, cut it with my knife. It's still slightly frozen, little defrost gritty, and I'm going to put it through the throat latch. I'm going to hook it so the hook is nice and available. When the fish bite, I need to be able to set the hook in a hard predator's mouth. So we're good. Unfortunately, I broke my bank stick. Seems to work because it's quite icy and cold, the ground today. So I'm just going to get ready to cast that out. Let's see. Come to my favourite swim where I usually catch, probably Kiss of Death, just because I'm trying to make a film. Some nice snare spots on the far bank out of the main flow where pike love to lurk. Just there is a good spot, I think. Just going to see how we get on. But a heavy weight because there's quite a lot of flow, keeping the line going. Let's see how long we have to wait. You see it's nicely hooked through the lip. It's just starting to defrost. So I guess the first cast it might have felt a bit cold or hard. We'll see. Pretty much the same spot. Stick it in the broken rod rest to see what happens. So my second cast, about a couple of minutes, had a couple of little knocks. So there's clearly a pike in there, assuming it's a pike. Just not wanting to take it. Again, I'm going to have another go at twitching. I might first just try moving the bait along the bottom a little bit, just in case it's stuck in something. Just moved it to free it up a little bit. Might draw attention to it, let it resettle in a different place. So I'm going to try my third proper cast, and I'm going to try and get it a little bit further upstream. I'm casting the other direction. It's possibly a little short of where I want it to be. Let's see how we get on. There's something pulling on the line, but I can't decide if that's like a twig see on the top. It's not jerking quite enough to convince me it's a fish. Oh hell, now it is. Okay, let's see how we get on. It's definitely looking like a fish now. I might just have freed off the bottom. I might strike this. It's never had enough time to swallow it. I'm going to strike it. Oh, it's something. I think it's a fish. It feels like a fish. Okay, it is a fish. It's looking quite nice. Fight. Definitely got it. It's running. It's having a go. It's trying to take. I'll just loosen the drag a little bit. Looks like a decent sized pike. Actually, quite a decent sized one. How well hooked is it? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to get it to come back this way into the net. Yeah, that went in the net very easily. It's quite a bit bigger. Quite a decent sized fish. Okay, I'm going to unhook him properly and we might even weigh him. Really interesting. The fish weighed £9.14 and it's the one I had the other day. I just ran to see my rig that snapped off and it's still in its mouth despite a barbless hook. So before I put it back, I'll try and take that out. That's really interesting. That's in there. You see? That's my old rig from the other day, definitely. So I'm putting him back in. He's been out of the water quite a while when I'm going to rest him. The other hook's quite hard to get out. Still, he seems quite lively. That's okay. Quite deep, the other hook. The first one came out, today's hook came out very easily. Barbless. How interesting. Let's try and get him so he's ready to come out of the net. He's swimming in the wrong direction. Let's get the net over his head. There we go. He'll swim off. Fine. So he obviously lives here. Got him twice in a week apart. So just to show you, there was my other rig and they're very characteristic. It doesn't happen too often. That was a day when I was only fishing with £10 line because I rushed out of the house with the wrong reel. You see it's very thin compared with the liner and that's why it broke off with a £10 fish, and compare that with the line I'm using today. So there you have it. A trip in which I caught a fish I'd hooked before, and I think actually, I'm pretty sure, I caught it even earlier, 3 times in just under 4 weeks. I hope you enjoyed the video and there'll be more to come soon.